9.4b, part 2. Here is the answer to number 8. So take a look there. Pause if you need some more time. Alright, we have reflection in sine and cosine functions. And you've heard me say it kind of in the videos. Is sine positive or negative? Well, a reflection in the x-axis, right? This sine or reflection of this, what happens is instead of going up, right, we start by going down with sine. So that's really the only difference when you're graphing. You just start going down instead of up. And then with cosine, if it's negative, you start in the minimum value or at the bottom. Okay, so when it's positive, you start on top, and when it's negative, you start on the bottom for cosine. And that's really it. Now, the next two problems we're going to do are actually difficult, but not because the reflection in sine and cosine. Okay, it's an accumulation of everything. But that's it, really, with the reflection. Okay, not bad. Alright, so I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to do number 9 here. So, here we have this problem, and it is obviously a reflection. And with this, I'm going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to go with A. A equals the absolute value of negative 2, so the absolute value actually comes into place here, and that's 2. Okay. Next, P, period. And that is my 2 pi over my b, which is 2/3. And I can do copy dot flip. 2 pi times 3 over 2. And that will cross cancel those 2's. And I get 3 pi. Next, I'm going to go with the h. H is pi over 2. Shift pi over 2 units to the right. Okay, there is none. No worries about that. I'm going to go to my scale, and that is my p over 4, and this is 3 pi over 4. And then my range is my negative 2 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 2. Okay. So there's a lot going on there, and I'm even going to extend this a little bit. Okay, so what we want to look at is where do we start, right? Well, this is a shift to the right, right? So I'm going to start here. Okay. And where am I going to end? Well, let's just go up here. So end. Well, I had to take the start, right? And I'm going to add the 3 pi to that. So that's really, if I need common denominators, pi over 2 plus 6 pi over 2. So I get 7 pi over 2. And that's where I'm going to end. That's 7 pi over 2. Oops, I'm sorry, you can't see that. That's where I'm going to end. Alright, and now I have to look at the scale, and does that scale fit those? Well, not really. This scale is too big, 3/4 pi, because that's not even going to fit a half a pi, right? So it's larger. So I need to take another step, and I need to get my scale situated. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to take the start, like this half a pi, and then I'm going to subtract. Well, I should actually do the opposite. 3/4 pi minus half a pi. I gotta take the bigger number first. So now let's make that common denominators. 3/4 pi minus 2/4 pi, and that gives me pi over 4. Alright, so this really is my new scale. Okay, so I still needed what I was doing before, but I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller because that doesn't really fit once I shift right or left. Okay, so 7 pi over 4, that's like 14 tick marks. So that's a good amount. So I need to use a larger line here. So I'm going to go ahead and just make the entire line. Give myself lots of space, and then I need to have 2, which isn't much. So. Okay, so I got 1, 2, -1, -2. Alright, now I really need 14 tick marks. So I'm going to go ahead and just try 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I'm going to go on to 15 and maybe continue it later, but for right now, just want to know where that is. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and plug in my scale, which is pi over 4. Times that by 2, I get pi over 2. Times that by 3, I get 3 pi over 4. Times that by 4, I get pi. 5 pi over 4. 6, I get 3 pi over 2. 7 pi over 4. 8 is 2 pi. 9 pi over 4. 10 pi over 4 is really 5 pi over 2 if I reduce. 11 pi over 4. 12 pi over 4 is 3 pi. 13 pi over 4. 14 pi over 4 is 7 pi over 2. And then 15 pi over 4. I'm just going to stop there for now. Okay, that's quite a bit. Anyway. Alright. So, where am I going to start this? Well, as we talked about before, you're going to start at pi over 2, so I need to move this over. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new line right here to shift to the right, pi over 2. It is sine, so I do know it's starting right on my x-axis since I didn't shift it up or down. And then I do know I'm going to go down. I also know I'm going to end right here at 7 pi over 2. Alright, so since I had to manipulate that scale, look at all those points I have. So now it's not going to go directly to the next tab, right? So if I count, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now if I cut that in half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I know that that point right there is where it's also going to cross. Now if I go cut that in half, 1, 2, 3, that's where my minimum point is, and that's going to be right there at the -2. 5 pi over 4, -2. And if I count 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, that's where my max value is going to be, right there at 11 pi over 4, 2. Alright. Let's grab a different color. Alright, now I'm not going to make any more points. I'm just going to go from there. So again, it is negative, right? Negative. So that's where, again, I go down. Hit this, I come back up. Hit that one, go back down, hit that one. And there is my graph right there. So negative sign, negative reflection goes down. Alright, again, that's my g of x graph. And that's basically it. I know that's a little more challenging. It definitely is because we got a lot going on there. We're not going to have a ton like this, but it is possible that you'll see some more similar. As far as our transformation, I'm not going to write it here, but I have a reflection right in the x-axis, vertical stretch by a factor of 2, horizontal shrink by a factor of, horizontal shrink by a factor of 3 halves, and then a horizontal shift pi divided by 2 to the right. Okay. There that is. I'm going to go ahead and show you the last one here, number 10. So pause, take some time to think about it, work it out, and then check your answer. Okay, here we go. Here is the answer to that one. All right, good job, everybody.